Hi, it's Hans at ahappierman.com. Today's topic is keep writing. Well, if you've seen all my videos and get on my website at ahappierman.com, you see I'm always talking about writing and writing out your goals, your list, your plans, your dreams, your frustrations, the good things, write out the good things, write out the great things. And the reason I do that is by writing, I really improve my life. I went from not really having that much of a life. When I was married, I was being verbally abused by my wife. It took me enormous amounts of time to think well enough of myself and develop enough courage to leave her and start on this journey of having this great, happier man life that I recommend you work yourself toward. But it was the writing, it was the keeping track of the bad things in my life that kind of pushed me into making a move and realizing that I had no hope of having a good life unless I left her. So the writing helped me to decide, to determine that what the real problem is, and that if I just continue to put my head in the sand and not write out what I wanted my life to be and what the real problems were, that I would never make a move, and that I would have continued to have a terrible life. And so, in addition to making an improvement from, let's say, a mediocre life to a great life, by writing, you can also go from a horrible, terrible, miserable existence to at least a mediocre life by writing. So it works both ways. If you write, the more you write out your ideal outcomes, the more you get clarified what it would take for you to have a good life, the more likely it's going to happen, because you can just use that information to then say, I don't think my wife is going to change. I don't think she's got the capacity to be nice to me ever again. My only choice is to leave her. Or, this job is so frustrating, the people around me are not going to ever be able to make any changes to help me. The type of work I'm doing is so frustrating and it's so not me that no matter what I do, it's going to be a horrible job. I have to leave. Right? That's how you determine that things are wrong and what you can do about them to make them right. By writing. So keep writing. What is the problem? What are brainstorm solutions? Sometimes this may take some time. You can't expect big problems to get solved in a few minutes. That's ridiculous, don't you think? It's going to take effort. If you've got a miserable life, it took you a long time to get into this miserable life, it's going to probably take you a long time to get out. But it's your life, right? So wouldn't you think it'd be worth it to try? And if it's your life, wouldn't you think it'd be worth buying 4 or 5 pads of paper and it's enough pens and writing out what you ought to be doing and how you might make improvements and what are some ideas? How do you want your life to be? What don't you want in your life? What do you want in your life? How might you move toward what you do? How might you move away from what you don't, right? These are all writing exercises. This is, if you've got the classic bad life, you're going to have to write your way out of it. If you've got the classic, it's not that great of a life, and you want a great one, you're going to have to write your way up to it continually. Don't just expect to write this list one day and then all of a sudden you got this great life. No, it's a continual effort. You don't just go to work one day and expect to be rich, do you? Obviously, you're going to work every day, all the time, for years on end, and then you end up at that higher level. Your life is much more important than a job, isn't it? You would expect that you would spend time and effort writing out your life to make it good how you want it to be. Turn off the TV. Don't waste so much of your time. That your life is too precious to spend so much of it in front of the TV. You know, if you like to watch TV, well, use that as a reward after you spend some hours writing. After, use these things that distract you after you spend some time. After work, spend 2 hours writing out your goals in your list. Then you can watch TV. Right? Saturdays, if you want to watch the game, the college games, spend some time before, then use that as a reward after. This is how you get things done. You don't get things, you're not going to have a good life if all you do is watch TV. You're not going to have a good life if you're expecting governments and politicians to hand it to you. You're not going to have a good life if you're expecting a person other than you to give it to you. Right? So write it down. Keep writing. Your life will improve the more you write. All for now.